kind of hard to see. I threw the kayak up. I got some packages, so let's go get it. All right, got my package. Just loaded up the kayak. Let's get to the lake. Alright guys, good morning. This is the plan today. Citizen 7 with an underspin. It's fall. I just want this bait deep and I want it to keep right along the middle of the water column. Might bottom bounce it a little bit. But other than that, Citizen, laydowns, rocks, crankbaits just to find depth, see if I can't locate a school. See if we can't get bit. Got my drink. All fueled up this morning, so hopefully it's an eventful day. Very fired up. Little guy. Little guy. Little guy. Tiny. Bro, what? So, if you made it this far in the video, thank you, first of all. I appreciate you staying to the end, even though it wasn't the most eventful. I did not get the results that I was looking for today, and it's very frustrating. But that's just how the swim bait game is. You got to be at the right place, the right time. All of these things align perfectly to get a chance at a big fish. I feel like my approach to this fall transition may be wrong, and so I want to talk about it at the end of the video here and just break down what my thoughts were prior to going out today, and then what my plan was, what baits I was going to use, how that went for me, and then obviously what I'm going to change going forward. I really wanted to fish those deep ledges with the Citizen, and so I was looking for those deep ledges and these points that I could target these fish on, where I had believed they might pull up and push out up shallow and feed. Using the conventional crankbait spinner baits as search baits to find the depth that those fish are schooling in. So my original plan was to get out on this point and hit it first with this square bill crankbait. And the water's pretty green. It's pretty murky as well. So those bright colors were really to my advantage. And I got out there, I was throwing around the crankbait, and I just wasn't getting bites. I was throwing it off these ledges that were probably in anywhere from 10 to 16 foot, and they just weren't sitting up that shallow in the water column. So I switched to this deep diving Norman crankbait. This is interesting. Straight off the point, I was casting it out and bringing it back, right? When I would hook these fish, they had the whole thing in their mouth. The hooks in the top of their mouth. But when I would throw it off to the left or the right, it was like they would have the hooks in the bottom of their jaw, like they were coming up to it and swatting at it. I estimated them to be anywhere from around 8 to 10 feet on that point, and so I followed up with the Citizen, and now I have a flashy swimmer on this one, and I believe that extra amount of flash would just help bring the fish in. Maybe that flash didn't make a big difference, or maybe I just wasn't presenting it to those fish the right way. But I would sink this down 8 to 10 feet approximately, all the way down to 30 where I was dragging it on the bottom. I really didn't want to give the Citizen up because it's so versatile. You know, I can swim it mid-water column, or you can drag it on the bottom. It's not going to get snagged very easily. So I really didn't want to give up this bait, and I've been trying to catch a fish on it for a long time. So part of it was ego, just not wanting to put this bait down when I probably should have, and just picked up a spinner bait or a swim jig and started fishing shallower. After my GoPro died, I was like, okay, I don't really want to fish anymore, but I'm close to the bank. You know, I might as well hit this little cove. I know it's shallow over there. It was chaotic with shad activity. And what I realized is these largemouth and spots are running these fish up in these shallow flats, not necessarily up steep banks. And so I diverted my attention to that, still throwing the Citizen. Wasn't working very well. Unfortunately, I missed out on an opportunity where they were feeding. I think they're feeding up shallow, which is how I'm going to change my approach next time. I just picked up a Glideway 176. It's a great floating and suspending glide. My approach next time I go is going to be focus on these shallow flats where these fish are going to push these shad up for 5-10 minutes and just feed, and then shoot back off. I believe this glide bait will be really good for just casting up parallel with the shore, working it back fast, and just getting those reaction strikes when those bass are pushing shad up into the shallows. This is a very recognizable bait. It's the Mike Buka bull shad. This is the 7-inch in a gizzard color. Also, we'll be using this up in the shallows. More open water, it's got that natural swim to it. It doesn't need to be manipulated very much. It's very natural looking. If I get the feeling those fish are more pressured, I might switch over to something like this. It's real natural, real subtle, but still provides me with that shallow water presentation. And then finally, I'll be throwing a swim jig up shallow. So this is a Zappu 3D chopper in 5/16. I'm not sure the colorway, but I'm running it on a 5-inch spark shad tail. And I just picked up these extra spinning blades from 6th Sense. They're actually supposed to go in your line, however far up, and they've got 2 little bobber stoppers that hold them in place. I saw Jeffrey the King do it, so that just motivated me even more to buy it and try it. So if they don't want the 6-inch, maybe they'll want something closer to 5 inches. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be out there again, and I will be trying these baits out there. Hopefully we can stick a giant. That's really what I'm after. But I just love being out there, regardless of whether I'm catching big fish or not. So I'm looking forward to really trying these baits and seeing how they do and putting them on the battlefield. So thank you all so much for watching again, and I hope you enjoy it.